Hello everyone and welcome to the Chrissy B Show. I hope everybody's fine and you haven't eaten too much over Christmas. We're going to be having the news with Excel in just a moment. How are you, my love?
Very well, thank you.
How was your Christmas?
It was lovely, actually. It was lovely and relaxing.
Did you eat lots?
No, not too much. I tried to be good.
I don't believe you. But don't fear, because Ronald Delary Simpson is back with us, back from his travels, and he's going to be talking to us all about superfoods
Nice.
and what we can add into our diet very easily. So that should set us for the new year as well. And we also have the lovely Cynthia, Liza, Gregoire, who'll be helping us with New Year party fashion ideas. And we have lots of other stuff too. But let's get straight to the news.
Indeed.
Go ahead, what do we have?
Well, I just thought I'd highlight a few things. I think I wanted to start off with let's get the serious business out of the way, Chrissy. A certain young lady has been affected on the train again. I don't know if you remember when I did a news piece about a woman who was affected whilst on a train at King's Cross.
Been assaulted?
Yes. I have another one today, and I have to say we need to talk about this because this is serious stuff. This holiday season, women really need to be careful. I mean, all year round, women need to be careful.
Yeah.
Right, so police are hunting for this man after a woman was sexually assaulted for 40 minutes while she slept on the train.
Oh my God.
She was headed from Liverpool Street in London to Clacton in Essex, and that was where she was assaulted. The British Transport Police are investigating the incident because this happened earlier in the year, but they've just highlighted this recently on November 14 around 9:38 in the evening. The detective constable said a 33-year-old woman was approached by a man on the platform at Liverpool Street, and as she prepared to board her train, and he subsequently joined her on the service. During the journey, she fell asleep only to be woken up by the male touching her inappropriately. On arrival at Witham, this is also in Essex, the man got off the train. The detective constable says, "I'm confident the man in the image we're issuing today can help with our investigation." Please cue image. Let's have a look at the dirty, rotten scoundrel.
Gosh.
That's him. Keep it there, keep it there. Let's engrave
So
that
how do
image
we
on
know
our
it was
brain.
40 minutes? Did they check the CCTV?
They must have checked because
Yeah.
I suppose they kind of withhold certain bits of information from from the public. But yeah, they must have had for the CCTV evidence to support
I'm
this.
sorry, if it was the public, if someone told, why didn't they say anything?
Well, this is the thing. I think because sometimes we sort of get. I don't know if we can say we get deceived or I don't know what it is. Seriously, if a woman is fast asleep on a train and someone's touching her up, I would not be thinking that's her boyfriend.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you?
I really
someone
wouldn't.
Could have said something.
Yeah, because that's what happened on the previous occasion. The other incident from King's Cross, it was the same thing. People thought they were a couple, because I think on that occasion it pretty much did the same thing. So I don't understand whether it's just wrong.
Terrible, isn't it?
So anyone with information is asked to contact the British Transport Police on 0800 40 50 40 or text 61016, quoting reference ESUB/B6 of 17/12/2014. And any information also can be given through Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111. Name and shame that dirty, rotten scoundrel.
We're going to have a new section on our show.
Dirty, rotten
Especially
scoundrel.
for you, because you seem to enjoy doing these shaming people.
No, I really can't stand this thing. This is something I really hold very, 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 very high up there on my no tolerance list.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. You don't start touching women up you don't know. Seriously, get a girlfriend, get a wife, whatever. Don't do that to a strange woman on the train who's just trying to get home.
Exactly. Whew. Right, now for some... Come back to me while she calms down, please. Okay, so now for some happier news with Excel.
Well,
hello.
Hello. Well, it's slightly in the same sort of theme, if I can put it that way. Not quite so, but a young lady did a bit of, if I could call it research, because a charity who they're interested in highlighting how women sometimes get catcalls on the street, like you walk past some builders and start going, you going, darling, and all of that. I think a charity kind of had to do research to document the kind of calls that women get as they just go by on the street in their everyday business. So I have a video. Let's watch this first, and we'll take it from there.
Smell good.
Smile.
What's up, beautiful? Have a good day. Hey, what's up, girl? How you doing? Somebody's acknowledging you for being beautiful. She said thank you.
Oh, bless you.
Hey, baby. Hey, beautiful. How are you this morning?
Have a nice evening.
Nice. Damn. Damn.
God bless. Sexy American Eagle.
Hello, good morning. God bless you. Have a good day, all right?
Doing good?
Hey, look at that. It's $5,000. You want to talk? Huh? We can't be friends or nothing. You don't speak? If I give you my number, you can talk to me? No? Too ugly for you?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Nice evening, dog.
So this video was made by, as you saw there, a charity called Holler Back, and it was literally about talking about sort of street harassment, really. I mean, obviously there's different extents to how this goes on, and I suppose they've just captured really just, I mean, it says 10 hours. I don't think she was walking for 10 hours, but I think she's, over a period of the day, she's accumulated 10 hours. But I mean, we can look at it and say, okay, she was getting complimented, you know, hey, beautiful and all of that. But I think there's sometimes when you can be put in actually dangerous situations.
Yeah.
Like the guy who was walking alongside her for what? How many minutes? 5 minutes? Just saying nothing? Why would you even do that?
Yeah, that's scary.
And actually it's happened. And it's not even about the fact that people think, you know, oh boy, it's just harmless. But you never know how or what is in somebody's mind. Like it's actually happened to me once before where I was walking past, I think I was about to go up the stairs into the train, and this guy just walked past me like so close. How you doing, darling? I'm like, ew, do I know you? Like, really?
They picked on the wrong girl because she was just...
Ooh. But, you know, it was just really kind of, at that point in time, I mean, I wasn't scared. I'm not going to be over dramatic about it, but it can be quite a situation where it's risky.
Because, you know, I'm sorry, men are men at the end of the day, and you do. I won't call it harassment because, you know, there's times when I'm walking past and a man will just say, oh, hi, or make a comment. I don't see that as harassment. That's just like, because to be honest, they don't know if you're single, if you're with someone or anything like that. So some of them are genuinely maybe looking for a girlfriend, and that's their way of approaching people. I wouldn't call that harassment. But if someone was to try and talk to me more, I immediately say, look, go away, or I'm married, or something like that.
Exactly.
But then if you're walking sort of in a place that's really quiet and stuff, that is when I think, first of all, don't you think that you could be scaring this woman?
Exactly.
You know, you're walking down an alleyway, there's no one else around, and then you're trying to chat me up. That's so obvious.
But if the girl,
if
the girl doesn't also want to talk to you, that's a hint.
Yeah, exactly.
Go away. Like, go find somebody else who will talk to you, because this one obviously doesn't. It's just a bit kind of, you know, like there have been instances, I mean, we could talk about, I don't want to make this a bit of a sad-ish kind of thing, but I know somebody who, because she didn't acknowledge somebody's sort of compliment, if you like, he arranged to have her assaulted.
Oh
I know someone, so some people can take it too far. Like you say, it should just be a case of, oh, how you doing, darling, blah, blah, blah. But you just have to be really careful.
And there's the other thing, we've got about a minute left, Excel, but there's another thing I was just remembering. Sometimes if a male says hello to me in the street, sometimes I'll automatically say hello back because I'm not very good at recognizing people. So I'm thinking, what if I know this person and they've said hello to me and then I don't say hello back and then I've ignored them? But you just don't know, because then when you do say hello, they take that as a like, oh, she likes me, let me have a chat with her. And I don't even, so it's a bit of a Yeah, it's a bit of a
Yeah,
sticky situation, isn't it?
I just thought I'd highlight that because it came on as quite something quite. I thought, interesting. But do we have time to squeeze in a bit? One more.
We've got
Oh
30
no!
seconds. But you're coming back.
I am coming back. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
say
it's all
I'll
right.
come. I'll come back with happier news, viewers. I promise. I just thought I'd get the serious bit out of the way.
Okay, thank you, Excel. See you again a bit later on. So do stay tuned because after the break, we have Ronald Delary Simpson back to talk to us about how to get superfoods into our meals, which could mean that you will have a far healthier new year.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back, and now it's time to talk about superfoods with nutritionist Ronald Delary Simpson. Hello.
How are you?
It's so good to have you back because you always fascinate us with all your facts and all the stuff that you talk about.
Yes.
So first of all, what is a superfood?
Well, winter's coming very fast now. Probably by January, February, getting pretty hard with winter flus and colds. I already see people with colds and flus, right? So what a superfood is something that most people don't even know exists, right? Because they go to the supermarket, they get TV dinners, or they get something already cut up, and so that doesn't really build the immune system at all, right? So what the purpose of superfoods in what we do is that there's 11 body systems, right, altogether, but the ones that are the most hard hit in winter, the digestive system, the immune system, and the lymphatic system. So when these three are in trouble, the rest of the systems have got problems. You get diabetes, you get strokes, you get flus, you get colds. So these are the three systems we pay a lot of attention to, right? And so we use superfoods to accelerate rejuvenation, to accelerate better sleep, have more energy, and so on and so on. So I've been working on about 1,800 different foods.
Wow.
for the last 50 odd years, and some of the foods that I worked on that are superfoods are probably foods that probably not many people know about, or they don't know how the combination works. Okay. So this is what this one is.
Alrighty, so shall we start going through some of them?
Well, what I thought we'd do is that I'll show you this one. This is a fairly relatively new item on the system, chia seeds. This is a plant-based protein. It is the single most important plant that has the highest omega-3. This one, omega-3.
Yeah.
Highest omega-3, highest protein, and highest vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. So this was grown by the Aztecs 5,000 years ago, right? Long time ago. So they used to call it the runner's food because when they ate this, they could run for 24 hours.
How much are you supposed to eat of that?
About, if you're an adult, 3 tablespoons.
A day?
A day, yeah. It's very fine seed.
Yeah.
And so it's mostly grown in Bolivia and Mexico and Guatemala and all that. But now some Australian companies are growing it in Australia under a specific condition. But this seed is very, very fine, so it's a bit hard to eat. So what we do, we make it into a drink.
Okay.
So we'll make it into a drink like this. So
what else is in there?
So what happened? So this chia seed is excellent because it is the plant equivalent of, say, salmon.
Right.
So when you eat sardines and salmon, you get omega-3 from fish sources. This is omega-3 from plant source. Okay. So it's always best to get omega-3 from 2 sources, the fish source and the plant source.
Oh, okay.
You see that? And protein's a big plus because, you see, when you get old, protein is critical because your muscle mass starts to wither. When you get 60, 55, 60, it withers and you lose your muscle mass. So when you have really good quality protein, you stick with the muscle mass. You still got the biceps, you still got the triceps, you still got the chest, so the chest dropping down. So what I've done is that I've made a drink, already made, so to save time, and we've combined in the drink the chia seeds, the flax seed, which is excellent for the body's fibre. And then this one, maca powder. Right? So these you can get that at most good shops, right? So in that drink, we've got the chia seeds, the flaxseed, and the maca powder, plus goat's milk, right? That's my all-time favourite. One of the mentors that taught me about goat's milk impressed on me that this is the food when people are dying, you give them this. He's had people 3 days close to death and he's given them goat's milk and they've recovered.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So because goat's milk, especially whole goat's milk, I don't like the skim goat's milk, I prefer the whole goat's milk. That is one of the most powerful foods you can eat. So when you, and this is alkaline, whereas cow's milk is acidic.
Oh, okay.
So people who are allergic to cow's milk, they get flu, they get hay fever, they get eye problems, and they get skin problems. They should revert to goat's milk. So kids who've got asthma or anything like that, they should revert to goat's milk. So winter coming along, there's that type of goat's milk, old goat's milk. There's also this one, which is a more refrigerated one. This is a long life milk.
Okay. Long
life, and this one is refrigeration, right? They're both good quality, right? So what's happening there, we've put in goat's milk, these 3 items, and we've also put in honey and ginger, right? So I'd like you to try it out.
Can't wait to do this.
It's pretty thick, but you try it anyway, see what you think.
That's really nice.
It's nice, isn't it?
What's the kind of, there's like an oaty taste, is that
that's the flaxseed.
Okay,
That's the flaxseed.
lovely.
Yeah. It's quite nutty, isn't it? Yeah. Amazing stuff, isn't it?
That's really nice.
Yeah. So what?
Oh,
so
sweet.
It's sweet. Yeah. It's got honey.
Keep talking when I finish.
Yeah. It's got honey as well. I think she's.
That's lovely.
Yeah. It's got honey as well. So what happens now? If you want to have what this combination does, it gives you omega-3s, it gives you protein, it gives you vitamins, it gives you minerals, it gives you antioxidants, and it also gives you 2 types of protein. The goat's milk is high protein, and the chia seeds high protein. So that's a very powerful drink for bodybuilders.
Is that something you would have first thing in the morning, would you
Definitely.
say, or at any time?
That'd be the best time, in the morning, because in the morning when you wake up, your body's dehydrated, it's low in sugar, it's low in energy. So when you take this milk, within about an hour, it kicks in. And that will give you enough energy for 12 hours.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. These chia seeds is people sometimes use that in like for breakfast, like put in muesli, but I much prefer it in a drink because it goes down better. And also because you mix it with other fibres, it digests better. Better. And what I would also recommend with it for probably the better taste, also for the mineral content, is the honey. To put honey. So if you get a really good quality raw honey, or something that's gone, it's unfiltered honey. When you put that in, delicious.
Perfect. Yeah.
But what I've done is now if you want, typically this is what you can add to it. Typically, these are summer fruits. That's the strawberries, that's the raspberries, and that's the blueberries. Right? But what is very important is that although these may not be obtained only in summertime, now with refrigeration, with the way supermarkets work, you can get this anytime. You can get it frozen. So if you took this much of that, see that little bit there, that's the strawberries and like I said, blueberries, raspberries, and also you can have blueberries and mulberries, right? Or blackberries. If you add that to this, wow, you've got super firepower, like you've got massive antioxidants. So within about 8 weeks of having that one plus that, your skin would glow.
Really?
Would absolutely glow because that is the digestive system helps with that.
Okay.
Is it that? So that's really good stuff.
And it tastes good, so
Yeah,
it tastes good. It's not like you have to force it down or anything, is it?
And that's right. And the other thing that's very interesting is this comes from from a plant that resembles sage. Right? Now this is sage from our garden, right? It's a little bit winter hit at the moment. You can see it's been, but that's the haze, it's frostbite. But that's the sage, and that's called Salvia officinalis, right? And that comes from the same plant.
Oh, okay.
Right? And this is anti-cancer. So is this, right? So that when you take that, and you mix that with chicken and turkey and so on, That
Which
actually,
I did. Your lovely wife was giving me some of that.
Yeah.
And I would make it with chicken. So nice. The taste is
beautiful,
wonderful as
isn't it?
well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at the moment the garden's not looking fantastic because it's winter, but in about March it's going to look
Yeah.
fantastic. We've got about 23 herbs coming up. You know?
Brilliant.
But this is called sage. You can see it's fairly rough sort of leaf, but you cook that with chicken and turkey. It's absolutely
It is
delicious.
nice. It's lovely.
And also, funny enough, the word sage in French means to be wise. And what this does, it actually increases your brain power.
Oh, God, need some of that.
So that's very good.
Okay.
Now, the
Well,
other
I
one...
think we've got
yeah.
about, was it a minute left? Do you think we can, yeah, we've got about a minute left. What can we
Okay.
whiz through?
Well, we
quickly?
just probably one that we haven't seen for a while, probably but this one. This is known as whitloff. Whitloff, and
Okay.
it's or Dutch chicory.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Now this one plus this one, okay,
Which we've
that's a
spoken
really
about
good
before,
comment. With that,
yeah.
that's bitter melon. It's one of my favourites.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is incredibly good for the liver. Now if over Christmas time you've been drinking, and the alcohol's hit your liver, that's the two things to eat afterwards because this is bitter.
Uh-huh.
Now, you should cook this one. You've got to cook this one. It's too hard otherwise. So this one you cut there, and you cook it with taking the seeds out, but you cook the green part. This one you don't cook. You just wash it and then just shred it.
Okay.
Like that.
It's having a
And-
salad.
Yeah, having a salad. And that makes a delicious salad when you mix it with this avocado.
Avocado.
Avocado. You put fennel, right? Fennel in the salad, like that. And you also, to make the salad a bit more sweetish, is the Sharon fruit.
Okay.
That's like the persimmons type. So this is a good combination. The wheatloaf, the avocado, and the fennel, all this stuff here,
Oh,
all
that
the
sounds
seeds in
lovely.
it, plus that, all right, with the cos lettuce, which is that, and you can add tomato, cucumber with the skin on. So we like to make salads that, typically people use lettuce, tomato, cucumber, lettuce, tomato. You get
the
bored
same
with that,
boring
and also
thing.
it's the same boring thing. But when you mix it with that, it comes alive.
Yeah.
And the avocado, and this.
Has that got a lot of vitamins in the Sharon fruit?
Yeah, that's beta carotene. That's the orange colour.
Yeah.
And I can eat 3 of those in one night.
Would you eat the skin?
Yes, you do eat
Yeah,
the
I
skin.
normally peel them, but-
No, you wash this, you cut this off,
Okay.
and then you cut it in slices and you eat the skin.
Okay.
You eat everything. It's absolutely delicious. If you've had
I do love them. I'm always eating them.
If you had a heavy meal of protein and you want to digest the protein, you eat that about half an hour later.
Okay.
But you can put that in a salad.
Yeah.
That's a damn good combination.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to try
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We've run out of time.
Yeah, so fast.
But, but you will be coming back again very soon onto the show.
We'll have
with
a
some
lot more to show you.
fascinating things.
Good on
Okay,
you.
that'd be great.
Okay, well done.
Okay, thank you. All right, so do stay tuned because after the break we have our styling segment with Cynthia, Liza, Gregoire.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to the show. So we have Cynthia's styling segment in just a moment. But first of all, if you've got loads of turkey left after your Christmas dinner, here's a tip on what to do with it. I'm here with Ruth Denzi, who's the owner of this lovely, gorgeous place. I love it here. It's beautiful.
It's
So
very comfy, isn't it?
cosy.
Yes. Yeah, we've been here about 5 years now. We are both a bistro and a cook school. So during the week we're a bistro, and then on our quiet days we go to cook school, in the winter especially.
So we're here on a quiet desk. That's what we're going to do.
Mondays and Tuesdays are our quiet days.
Okay. So you're going to be teaching us how to make turkey tetrazzini. Is there a particular reason why you've chosen this one?
Turkey tetrazzini, well, it uses up leftover turkey, although you can do it with fresh turkey or fresh chicken if you want, and you can do it with leftover chicken. It uses up turkey, uses sherry, so you may have some sherry or even white wine left after Christmas. What else we use? Creme fraiche, mushrooms, linguine. So it's really a pasta dish, but it uses up quite a few of the leftovers.
And it's quite a simple thing to make, is it?
Very simple. So you want to take the root off, but just take as little of the root off as you can, because that's what's going to hold the onion together when you're chopping it.
That's the mistake I always make, just chop it
There
in.
you go.
Hold it up.
So straight down the middle, through the root, peel the skin off, and then once you've got the skin off, with the root away from you, that's what's going to hold it together. You just want to cut through, not going quite through to the end. Helps if you've got a sharp knife. And then the other way.
It's going to take me a while.
Doesn't have to be ever so thin. But it's very thin. It's precious. You've been practicing.
Stop showing off, Patricia. Can I just ask why you're breaking it in half? Because I had this little debate with a friend of mine.
If I was doing it as a like spaghetti, I wouldn't. But because it's going to be in like a bake, it doesn't really matter. And actually, you probably want it broken up so you don't have to sort of, when you're trying to serve it up, you just end up with long strings.
Yeah,
it's probably better to be that sort of size.
Right, okay.
You want about 300 to 400 grams for this amount of pasta. I'll do a little bit more. Okay. And once that's melted, you're going to add the onions. Let them cook for a few moments. You're going to add the mushrooms. Let them cook for a few moments. That's good. Too good? Mm-hmm. Now we're going to add a spoonful of flour. Well, about half the amount of flour for butter. So that's just going to lightly thicken the sauce, not too much. You don't want a really thick, gloopy sauce. Now, if you feel you've overindulged over the Christmas period, don't worry. When you cook this, the alcohol will burn off, so there won't be any alcohol in it. It'll just have the flavour.
And you can use white wine, you said.
You could use white wine instead of sherry. And then to finish it, you just want a couple of good spoonfuls of creme fraiche. And then that sauce is done. Oh, 2 or 3, like that. Would be great. Mix it around.
So it's kind of healthy, isn't it, as well? Well, it is healthy.
It's creme fraiche. I mean,
Yeah.
it is. The creme fraiche has quite. You can get the low fat creme fraiche.
I don't believe in low fat.
No.
Tasty stuff is better for you. So I'll pour it into the pasta now.
Yeah.
Try to do this without getting it. Get all the mushrooms out.
When you cook the pasta, cook it slightly under because it's going to continue. This is going to go in the oven and bake for a little while, and that pasta will continue to bake, and it'll take up a lot of that liquid.
Right, okay, so it's going to thicken up.
So what we're going to do, this is actually a combination of parmesan and cheddar.
Okay.
The original recipe uses parmesan. If you've got stuff left from your cheese board, Stilton, cheddar,
Anything.
smoked cheese. I mean, smoked cheese would be quite nice in there as well. Just use up your leftover cheese from your cheese board at Christmas. Slide it in there.
Now what gas mark is that on?
That's on about 180, which is about 5 or 6
Okay.
gas. And that's going to
For
take
how long?
It'll take about 20 minutes,
20
maybe
minutes,
half
okay.
an hour. Just keep your eye on it. When it's bubbling nicely and the cheese is all melted and it's all crusty on the top, it's ready.
Okay, all right, so 20 minutes and we'll be back to show you the end result.
Must be time for a glass of Christmas champagne or something, isn't it? I'm dishing up for you.
So now you know what to do with your leftovers. But now it's time for Cynthia's styling. Hello, my love.
Hi.
How are you?
Talk about clothes after we all.
Yeah, I'm just having a little dance here.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Yes, it's festive styling because it is a new year, isn't it? So we're coming up to the end of 2014, and just a few ideas for New Year's fashion. And basically my main rule for today, or the whole theme of this show, is to wear that one thing that you've bought that's still hanging in your wardrobe that you haven't worn because it's too fancy. This is the time to wear that outfit. All right, so I'm going to start with Chrissy and what I've put Chrissy in, and then myself, and then we'll go to the rail. So with Chrissy today, I've chosen this look. It's a strong trouser look. So I put her in a printed trouser that is tweed by MSGM. And because it's such a strong look on the bottom, I went for a plain cream blouse by Diane von Furstenberg. And we've put this lovely tri-colored bracelet with it that Chrissy's just loving. And that has golds and
falling
silvers
in love with this bracelet
and
guys.
coppers with it. So yeah, a strong trouser look is a look to try. So if you don't normally wear colored bottoms, give it a whirl this new year. For myself, I'm breaking all the rules. I'm wearing something that you might see, say, more in summertime. And I'm wearing a black ankle boots with fringe on them. I'm wearing white jeans. And I have this fabulous sparkly top because, of course, you know, Christmas and festive season, it's all about sparkles and lots of color. All right, shall we go to the rail?
Yes, we.
Okay, so if you look at the rail here, the first thing you see, Chrissy, is just tons of color, right?
Yeah.
And tons of weird choices that we might not wear on a daily basis. So the first thing I'm going to propose to you all is, how about the jumpsuit? Many of you might have a jumpsuit that's just sitting in your wardrobe. Why not give it a try? This one is a lovely snake skin print one with a more narrow leg. I think is more in fashion right now, but a flare leg's cool as well. This one's done by Month, and Chrissy's worn this in a previous show and looked amazing in it. Actually, most of this is Chrissy's wardrobe here. This one here, Chrissy, what am I going to ask you about this dress? What kind of?
This one, you have to pay attention to the detail. And as you can see, the hemline is asymmetrical. See, I've been learning on this segment.
Exactly. Look at that asymmetrical hem there. So Vivienne Westwood, right?
Of course, Vivienne Westwood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Vivienne Westwood. So here is her, this is a very, you know, festive dress. The color is metallic. The cut is asymmetrical, so it's on trend. She does her famous draping. Very nice holiday choice. We have plain colors here by Katya Wildman, Bombshell, and also DVF. You could go with a plain red dress with a little bit of a detailing here that is great for hiding all that extra turkey we've been packing away. And also this dress here with that a bit of a side detail. So if you're one that likes to go for a little bit more plain look, not with the print, why not go for a bold color and maybe have some, you know, bold jewelry? Moving along. Okay. This one here, I just had maybe some shorts. If you know, you don't have to wear a dress or you don't have to wear jeans, but maybe you wear shorts with black, thick tights, your ankle boots, leather jacket. You know, again, I'm going heavy with the print on the bottom and then maybe more solid on the top. So that's kind of like a cool look to do. This one here is just a plain black blazer. It would easily dress up any kind of dress, easy for going out. This one here, if you can see on the camera, it's got that tuxedo lapel on it. It's also got a bit of sparkle to it. So this is what makes this sort of this season, rather than just a plain jacket. This next one here, this one here on my left is Nicole Miller. Do you remember that one, Chrissy?
I love that. Was one of my favorites.
This one's gorgeous. Hey, the colors, the structure. This one's just a really fabulous show-stopping piece. This one here is a little bit back to the 70s with Diane von Furstenberg, and she's done this. I wore a long one like this a couple weeks back, but this detailing here, not only does that look amazing on a woman's body, but again, the turkey stuffing hider or whatever.
Great for this time of year.
Exactly.
Especially after yesterday.
Needed.
Yes.
Of course, with holiday styling, you know, it's all about the glitz and the glamour. So, you know, you look for that short tuxedo jacket, but you're going to do it all in sequins. This one's done by Pyrus. DVF's most famous Zarita style dress, go for the one in gold lace. Like, this is your time to be bold. This is your time to try something new. Make that New Year's resolution to just try that fashion that you never, you know, tried before. Couple more pieces here. This one here is by Diane von Furstenberg as well. You can see it's just a vest with the jewelry already on it. So Chrissy, do you like that one?
Nice,
I think you look fab in that. This one here is a play suit by the same brand that Chrissy's trousers are from. This is MSGM, and we've got a lovely pixelated print on there.
Great.
Okay. Are we still good?
All right, we've got about 30 seconds.
Okay, this one here, I just
grab
wanted
this
to
for
point out, this one's a lot different than everything else on my rail. It's a black, just plain dress, but you know what? Go wild with the jewelry, go wild with the shoe color. Dress up your already black dress. For the men, I've went with, you can see I've went with all prints for the men. So we've got checks here, we've got floral, we've got paisley here, and we've also got print in the jacket. So guys, no plain stuff this festive season. Get out there, be
Go for
brave,
it.
and
Yeah,
wear a
definitely.
print, hey?
Great ideas.
All
And
right.
thank you so much, Cynthia, for
Oh,
that.
you're welcome.
And we'll see you again next time on the show.
For sure.
Right, guys. So we have finished the end of this segment right now. So do stay with us because after the break, we have more news with the lovely Excel.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back, and now it's time for more news with the lovely Excel.
Oh, hello, Chrissy. You always call me lovely, and I
You
love
are
it.
lovely.
Oh, thank you. So are you. You're lovelier than I am. Okay,
No,
let's
no.
not compete on who's lovely. All right, okay. Well, I thought I'd bring something quite interesting. I found this blog where this woman put down to say that her and her husband have cancelled Christmas for their children this year. Cue photo.
You mean they had cancelled it?
Yes, they'd cancelled Christmas this year because they said at least the version of what the boys were expecting, because they had grown, she said they had grown to sort of, what's the word, entitled. And so they wanted to show them the other side of just being generous and being giving and being loving and caring for other people, as opposed to just wanting the
that's
latest
nice.
gadgets and toys. It was quite cool because she talks about it extensively in her blog, and she just said, well, what they did, they took the money they would have bought presents with and spent it on projects giving gifts to other people.
Okay.
They put it towards, for example, they had a clothing drive in their neighborhood where they gathered clothing and they packed them and sent them off to a village in the there's a northern district in the Philippines. They sent them off to because they were hard hit by a typhoon last year. And then they also were able to gather some sweets, and they sent them off to families where they were sort of more, less privileged. And they were delivering things. They were choosing 2 families for all the 12 days leading up to Christmas. And they also looked into an adopt a grandparent program. And they invited several older widows and couples in the area who don't have family around to eat with them.
Oh, that's lovely.
So they did all these different things just to stop them from just being, expecting the latest gadgets and toys. And I thought it was
really
quite
good.
refreshing.
Does it have any children?
There were 3 boys.
3 boys.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she also sort of said, it was actually quite interesting. She said, I want to clarify that my kids are not hurting for things. It's not like I took Christmas away from them. They have good clothes, good shoes, and they look out, they get very well kept, but they're not sad about what they've done. They've reacted by making gifts for each other and sneaking them into their stockings.
Oh.
And they learned exactly, they didn't, they weren't sort of rebelled or whatever because of that. And they also she also said, the second thing I want to clarify is why I wrote this post. Some people would think I wrote it for attention. Well, right now, it's not about attention. And she says she doesn't want anybody to put any abusive comments on her blog, that the reason why she wrote it is to empower parents to say that it's okay to take a stand. And half of the reasons parents are afraid is because they don't want their kids to feel like they have mean parents. But they wanted to share what they did just to be able to inspire other people as well, to say you don't have to sort of get bogged down by the whole commercial,
thing, yeah.
the commercial
Exactly,
thing
I
about
agree.
Christmas. So which is quite beautiful. And she ended by saying, any rude, disparaging and inappropriate comments will be deleted. You're right up my street, you are. Lovely jubbly. Right, something quite interesting. A young man wanted to lose weight. And he apparently had not been successful with previous diet plans. And so he came up with one of his own.
Oh dear.
A 38-year-old, he invented his own diet that saw him drop from 24 stone to 13 stone, 13 pounds in 11 months.
What did he do?
Basically, he would eat whatever he wanted up until 10 a.m. each day, including a vindaloo for breakfast.
Oh God.
So basically he had curry for breakfast and then not eat much else for the rest of the day. He said he had put weight on by eating cakes, bacon butties and burgers while he was on his rounds. And in January, after a colleague commented on how he was out of breath after he was trying to get into his trailer, he decided it was time for him to change. So he had tried and failed the traditional methods, and so he devised his own plan. So he literally was eating at 6 in the morning, but he was eating curries. And apparently it takes away cravings for the rest of the day.
Well, the thing is, I've heard like in other countries, and where actually the people are kind of healthier than they are over here, that they have their big meals first thing in the morning, and they have their rice and they have like curry and all sorts of things, and they're like slim and they're healthy and everything. So they do say that you're meant to eat like a king for breakfast. What's that saying? Eat like a king.
Eat like a king, a prince for lunch, and a pauper for dinner.
Yeah. So it makes sense, because at least, you know, you'll be burning up during the day. Obviously, it'd be better if you had healthier food.
True. As
much as he wanted in the mornings, but it does make sense.
Because you know, so he's able to. I mean, he's actually sounds bizarre, but it's worked. If we have the photo here, there's a. That's his after on the left hand side, and he managed to actually put it off. Apparently. He says his daughters are happy for him, but he says his girlfriends preferred him with curves. So she's not happy. She said, I'm not the same man I used to be. She's not happy with me. Oh, sorry, love. So something's gotta, you know, someone's not gonna be happy with you losing weight. You know, come on. But
so I don't want to be slimmer than my husband. I mean,
why?
the other way, sorry, my husband to be slimmer than me.
Why not?
Because I like it when he cuddles me and he's bigger than me, and it's just nice and warm.
So you just want him to just be big for selfish reasons so you can cuddle him?
Well, he does hug nice. See, because when he went on a diet once, he lost quite a bit of weight, and then he started to feel a bit thin.
Bony.
Not bony, but it's like there wasn't much there anymore. So I was like, don't lose too much, because I like a bit of beef.
Yeah, well. You know, each their own, you know. But he was still he wasn't massively thin. 13 stone. 13 stone 13.
Yeah.
That's just nearly just under 14 stone. Still, you know, still got a chunk to him. But anyway. Now there is something that has been slightly, if I should say, controversial, because the world's most beautiful girl, well, arguably, is an...
Do you remember that song?
Well,
When you're too young. No, it doesn't. I'm not going to sing. It's okay.
You're not going to say, please sing.
No, it's okay.
Or let our viewers hear what Gloria's...
Okay, carry on.
She's a young 9-year-old Russian girl. Her name is Christina.
9?
Yes, 9. You heard. Christina Pimenova. And she is from Moscow and has been modeling since the age of 4.
Oh, gosh.
Her mother was also working as a model, and she got her into the glamour world of fashion. She has stunning blue eyes and long, you know, lovely long hair. She's got an angelic appearance. And of course, she has caught the attention of Vogue Bambini, Roberto Cavalli, and Benetton. And her mother actually runs, the thing is about her as well, is her mother runs her Instagram account and her Facebook account. And she is, I believe she's actually genuinely the world's youngest supermodel. And she's also been tagged as the most beautiful girl in the world.
She is gorgeous, but I just feel so uncomfortable when I see little girls posing like adults.
I know. I think one of the things that people weren't happy with is that, because for example, like I said about her social media accounts, she has 2 million fans on Facebook and 400,000 fans on Instagram. The mother has sort of said she doesn't access the accounts or do anything about it. She's the one that controls the account herself. But the thing about it is the fact that some people have criticized. I mean, I just managed to pick out the lovely photos there. You know, she has quite an extensive profile. And there are some photos she just takes of her like at home, and she's wearing shorts, and people have criticized to say, look, there are pedophiles around. You don't want people looking at that sort of picture, and obviously there will be finding maybe an innocent shot, but there will be people who will be getting off on that. And I think she's been criticized for that reason.
You see all the makeup and stuff.
Well, exactly. And they're saying somebody actually says parents like you are the reasons why girls grow up to have many issues. Also, there are so many sick people out there that look at these photos in sexual ways. So, which is fair enough. And she says, the mother says she frequently monitors the social media accounts and has created a list of rules for the users. But that hasn't obviously made any difference to those who criticize. Her father is a soccer player and has achieved success beyond Instagram. And, you know, she's just literally, she's been having a blast, according to her mother. But we're just wondering, is she too young for this? Yes, she's gorgeous, but does she really know?
Of course. Gosh, she's too young.
Well, this is the
She's not
thing.
really been allowed to be a child as well.
I know, that's the thing. That's the thing as well. I
And to
don't.
be so obsessed with her looks from now. Oh my gosh, imagine.
She is gorgeous, and you know, at the end of the day, I suppose we need kids to model kids' clothes. But I think it's the whole with the whole social
You don't
media,
need to
no
model the
privacy.
face, to be honest, do you? You just put it on a mannequin or just put on average-looking children or any child.
Average-looking-
You know what I mean? You don't need to put makeup on the child and make them look like. If you want to model the clothes, you just show the clothes on someone without plastering them with makeup.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Well, on to something quite lovely now. Just before Christmas.
Last one, I think.
Yeah, just before Christmas, a young lady called Kaylee Moran was out with her daughter Daisy, and a random man came up to her and handed her an envelope. So she thought, ooh, that's very nice, you know, thought handing out Christmas cards or something. Told her not to open the package until he was out of sight, and he disappeared into the crowd in Manchester. When she opened it, there was £200 in the card and a note that said Happy Christmas.
Oh, wow.
She couldn't believe it, of course. She said she thought he was collecting for charity or something, but she noticed that he was the only one, or rather she was the only one he gave the card to. That's the lovely girl there with her daughter. And she said he was an elderly man, about 70. I've never met him before, and I didn't see him hand anything to anyone else. It was such a lovely thing to do. And, you know, he chose to give me and my family £200. So she's since used the money to buy Christmas presents for a local children's toy appeal. And she was able to pay for a memorial for her gran, she said, because the family previously could not afford to do that. And she also has some of the money left that she now plans to spend over Christmas and also visit her mum in North Wales, so which is fabulous.
£200, it wasn't £2,000.
Well, but this is the
Christmas.
thing. She's very
Charity.
thrifty, Chrissy. She's very thrifty.
Travelling. It's like hospice. Wow. She
Fab.
made it go a long way.
Indeed. So, so she wants to thank him, even though he doesn't want to be
Oh,
recognised.
Thank you.
Thank you very
If you're
much.
giving out any more envelopes, we're here.
I'm here.
Excel, thank you so much for the lovely
You're
news.
welcome. You're
And we
very
shall see you again very soon. Thank
Indeed.
you. So we have reached the end of today's programme. So if you want information about any of our guests, don't forget you can always visit the website chrissybshow.tv. And also don't forget to visit the Facebook page, which is The Chrissy B Show, and you can answer the question of the week, and you could be featuring your comment actually on the show. And if you'd like to email me personally, the email address is chris@chrissybshow.tv. Bye for now.